No matter how successful you are, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how much you've achieved or how much you get done, we all as women go through phases where we're just in a rut, whether it's a depression, whether it's a dark cloud, whether we're just procrastinating, we're not executing as much, we're not feeling ourselves, we're not feeling like we're that girl. This video is the video to snap you out of that rut because we all need motivation to get us back to being that girl. Life is lifing sometimes with hectic schedules, even just with social media, the pressure, seeing what everyone else is achieving, seeing how good other people look. Sometimes you can forget how special you are, how much you bring to the table. And so when you get in that zone, you need videos like this to listen to every single day so you can just snap the fuck out and remember who you are. I even get into periods like this. Not only am I going to motivate you, but this is going to teach you exactly how I get out of those ruts, remember who I am, and start exuding all of that positive energy that I need to exude because I am that girl. And we need to radiate that all the time because the more we radiate with confidence, with our aura, the more we attract. So whatever it is that you're going through, we need to shake it off and level up our energy, our vibration. And the first thing that you need to do is have a routine that you know, one, keeps you out of a rut, and two, have a routine that you know that you need to do when you're in a rut. So for example, I work out every single day. And when I work out, I always listen to motivational music. And so when I'm in a rut, I always know, just Morgan, just wake up, go into a leg day, lift heavy weights, listen to your motivational videos from YouTube, and that's going to start your day right. And once you do that, by the end of the week, 7 days of doing that, already you're positive, you're vibrating. On the drive to the gym, on the drive home, I'm no longer listening to music. I'm not listening to music that has low frequency. I'm either listening to classical music that has a high frequency, or I'm listening again to videos like this on YouTube that are going to pull me out of my rut and change my mentality. I'm listening to videos about motivation. I'm listening to videos about quantum leaping. I'm listening to all these different videos that are going to help me radiate and push my aura higher and remind me who the fuck I am. Remind me what the mission is. Remind me what the plan is. Because being in a rut is not part of your plan. Being held back is not part of your destiny. And trust me, whatever it is that you're going through right now is not energy sent from God. That's sent from who? Exactly. So what you need to do is be able to pull yourself back on track to God's plan, because God has a perfect, special, beautiful, unique plan for your life. And every second that you waste in a rut, you're wasting it, not executing and not living through God's beautiful plan for you. And at the end of the day, we don't know how long we have here. We don't know how long we have here. We don't even know if tomorrow we're going to be here. And so we need to be able to be out of our rut so that we can be executing and living through God's beautiful plan that He has for us during our time on the world that He created for us. So that's step one. Know how to get yourself out of a rut. I know the type of foods that I like to eat. I know that I like to be eating a lot more salad. I know that I like to be working out X amount of times a day. I know that I need girl time. I need a bit of girlhood, but I also need a lot of time locked in. To get myself out of a rut, I can't lie. I love to work. I love to be locked in. When I know that I'm focusing on my work, when I'm leveling up, when I know that every single day I'm putting in work to plant seeds, that makes me feel good. So as much as I like linking up with my girls, when I do too much of that, I don't feel like that girl. Even though I'm getting dressed, even though I'm wearing the outfits, even though I'm at the locations, I don't feel like that girl because it's like I'm not planting seeds right now. And somebody who's that girl is constantly planting seeds because that's how you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow at the end of the day. And if you're not sowing, then in a year's time, you ain't going to reap. In 6 months, you ain't going to reap. In 2 months, you're not going to reap. If you're not going to the gym every day, in 2 months, you're not going to reap a banging body. So I always know in order to be that girl, you have to be planting seeds. You have to be sowing seed so that you can constantly be reaping. Everybody's always asking me, how do you have so much success? How do you have so much abundance? Right now, I'm in the Maldives for my birthday. Everyone's asking me, how do you always get what you want? I get what I want because I'm constantly planting seeds. I'm constantly putting in the work. I'm constantly putting in effort to manifest my dream life. I'm constantly living in alignment. I'm currently putting it out to God what I want, what I expect. Not to just God, but to everyone around me, to my friends. Everything needs to be in alignment for me. So that's what I want you to do as well. Think about alignment. Take a look around at your life. How many things are in alignment of what you needed in order for you to be that girl? How many things are in alignment? And when you envision yourself as that girl, as that highest version of yourself, are you in alignment? Are you going to the gym? Are you wearing the cute gym outfits? Are you sticking to your skincare routine? Get back in alignment, because alignment is the only way that you're going to get out of that rut. I say in every video, no matter what topic we talk about, whether it's about being confident, whether it's about being that girl, whether it's about making money, whether it's about having your dream life, always boils down, for me personally, alignment. You have to be aligned with what you want. Whoever that girl is, find out what she does. Watch influencers who vlog, who have the life that you want. What do they do? Emulate it. Add it into your routine. Add it into your life. That's how you're going to become her. That's how you're going to get back to her. Another thing that's going to make you that girl is just by being yourself. And by being yourself, I mean knowing your core values. Your core values, your core characteristics, your core morals. People need to know what you stand for. That is part of being that girl. That is part of being a person that people look up to and think, wow, I want to be like her. I respect her. Because you have core values. You have character. There's a way that you conduct yourself. You're confident enough to be yourself and not follow the crowd, not necessarily be a sheep. Stick to what you believe in. I'll give you an example of this, yeah. I was an academic in school, and so I surrounded myself by friends who also were very academically talented as well. And when it all comes down to it, all of my friends wanted to go to university. I didn't want to go to university because I knew in my heart that I wanted to be a business owner. And in that time, it was very tense. My friends were very much so against that, because for our whole time of been knowing each other, we have been focusing on getting good grades and going to college and going to university. And I was like, no, I don't want that. I don't need to go to university to start a business. I need to just start businesses and figure it out. Universities are going to help me. I was already doing business studies in secondary school, and I was already doing business studies in A levels, and I'm getting taught by people who don't own a business. So I was like, I don't need to be doing this. I need to be going out into the world and figuring out how to run a business, you know? And it was very tense, you know? My friends really disagreed on that. They thought I was going down the wrong path. They stopped talking to me for a while. But I stood firm on what I believed in and the vision that I wanted for my life. There's so many people that don't have the courage to drop out of college. I'm not recommending this to everyone. I'm just saying there's so many people that don't have the courage to drop out of college. There's so many people that don't have the courage to be like, I know this has been the plan, but now I'm changing the plan. There's so many people that don't have the courage to be like, everybody that I know is going to have a problem with this. My parents, my friends, but I don't give a fuck. This is what I want for myself. Not many people can do that. And so you have to be able to believe in yourself so much that you don't care what you're going to lose, what is going to erupt because of your choices. You have to know, this is what I stand on. This is what I believe on. This is the person that I am. I've just come out of a almost 10-year relationship, and I was about to be married. I was already engaged, and it didn't feel right to me for X amount of reasons. And unfortunately, that person did not want to align with that. And so I stepped away. And so many people ask me, these are such small reasons, Morgan. Why would you step away? And I would say, because it's not serving me, period. And everybody knows that about me. When you get to know me, I'm a courageous person. You're going to know that. That's something about Morgan. She's got big fucking balls. She's courageous. Morgan takes risks. Morgan takes chances. Morgan does not settle for shit. Bare minimum is not going to happen to Morgan because Morgan's not going to put up with it. If I don't feel like I'm being treated the right way, I'm going to remove myself from the situation. I'm not just talking about relationships. If I don't feel like things are up to my standards, I'm going to remove myself, period. And so you need to know that about yourself, and other people need to know that about yourself. And people need to respect that. People need to confidently be able to say about you, no, she wouldn't do that. You know, if somebody says, oh, why don't you ask so-and-so to come with you? No, she wouldn't come. People know that about me. People know you can't just invite me anywhere and everywhere. They know for a fact I will not come. They won't even bother asking me because they know that about me. They know my values. They know my character. They know what I stand on. And so you need to be able to know yourself so much. You don't care. You're not putting on a performance. You're not catering to other people. You are yourself. Take it or leave it. And I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person, but I'm myself. I don't care who you are. You could be the biggest celebrity in the world. This is who I am. I'm not shifting for you. This is me. So take me for what I am and align with my values, align with my standards. What part? And people respect me for that. And people gravitate towards me like that. And I don't really burn many bridges from having that mindset, to be honest, because well, upon reflection, people respect that I have values, I have morals, I have standards, and I stand on them. That's a very respectful character to have, and that's what makes you that girl. That's what makes people align towards you. And so one of the main things that you need to do is make sure you know yourself. Sit down and think, what are my morals? What are my core values? What things do I 100% stand on? What things do I 100% stand against? And why? And make sure that you know that about yourself, and make sure you stick to that so that you can always know when you're doing stuff that's in alignment for you, your wants and needs, and your views on the world. And you're not just doing stuff because you're getting swept away or carried away on things that you might think are good because you see it on social media, because it's being presented to you or offered to you. So many great opportunities come my way. So many great opportunities come my way, thank God. But I'm able to turn down so many things that majority of people will look at me and think I'm crazy. But I know it doesn't align with what I want for myself. And when I explain it to people, they say, you know what? Fair enough, I wouldn't be able to do that. But I can understand why you're doing it. And I respect you for that action. And so know your core values for yourself, because that's going to make you that girl in other people's eyes. That's going to make people respect you. That's going to make people aspire. I aspire to be as courageous as you. I aspire to be able to take as much chances and risks as you. I aspire to have so much self-belief as you. I aspire to have so much discipline in the gym as you do. That's what makes you that girl. By having values, by sticking to them, by being disciplined. So figure out what it is about yourself, even if it's just the fact that you're so loving, that you are never, ever, ever, ever rude to someone, no matter what. And you know how to have firm boundaries, but you also know how to be loving. That's a respectable character. When people know that about you, they're going to admire that about you. They're going to put you on a pedestal because you have those values, you have a way of dealing with people, you have a way of communicating with people, and you get known for that. And that's how people respect you, and that's how you respect yourself ultimately. And that leads perfectly into my next point. In order for you to be that girl, get back to that girl, you need to not care about what other people think about you. That ties into basically everything that I was just saying. But you need to stop caring about what people think of you. Why do you care? What are their thoughts going to do? I'll be real with you. The reason why I learned to stop caring about what people thought of me, there's two reasons actually. One, in school, I was one of the most popular girls in school. So there will always be so many rumors about me. Everyone will love me to my face, of course, and they'll love me anyway. But every now and again, people get jealous. Jealous that they're not me, jealous that they can't date me, and they'll start a little rumor. And this rumor will circulate for maybe 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 1 week. And then after that, everyone will forget about it. And I'll be sitting there thinking, you lot are so dumb. You were just talking shit yesterday, and now, 2 days later, this has all died down, and everyone's back to sucking my dick. You lot are so fucking dumb. That's what I was sitting there thinking, so I knew. Never ever care about people got to say about you, because people are so fucking stupid. When you're a leader and people are followers, they're going to talk bad about you, and they're going to go right back to sucking your dick. Look at Kanye West. Look at how much shit people talk about Kanye West. The minute he drops an album, the minute he put concert dates out, the minute he puts anything on that Yeezy.com website, sold out. People are back sucking his dick, because when you're a leader and not a follower, everyone continuously gravitates to you anyway. So get back into your era of not giving a fuck about what anybody has to think about you, has to say about you. Because at the end of the day, their opinions don't pay your bills. And that's the second reason why I stopped caring about what people thought about me. Because I actually moved out of my parents' house very young age as a teenager. And so I did not give a fuck what anybody had to say about me. I had bills to pay. I had council tax to pay. I had water bills to pay. I had Wi-Fi bills to pay as a teenager. I said, I do not give a fuck. Your opinions do not pay my bills. I remember one guy told me, I want you to tell me who you're dating. I said, I ain't telling you shit unless you start paying my bills, because it's none of your goddamn business. And he said, really? What's that? So because I don't pay your bills, you ain't going to tell me if you go on a date with another guy. You're not going to tell me if you're talking to other guys. I said, no, it's none of your business. How on earth could it be your business? What do you do for me? Nothing. And you know what happened? Next day, paid my full bill. I was young as well. I was young. He was younger than me. But you need to not give a fuck about what anybody thinks about you, because it's just so irrelevant. I cannot exaggerate to you how irrelevant it is what people have to say about you is. When I go out, if you see me out, I have a great time. I have a whale of a time. I'm drinking, I'm dancing, I'm whining. Why? Because that's part of my identity. You're going to see me online as a businesswoman. You're going to see me online as someone who likes bougie. You might think that I'm going to sit in the club and just sit like this and be scared to dance, just be bougie, taking pictures. That's not me. When you get to know me, that's not me. If I'm going out and leaving my house, best believe I'm getting my time's worth. Why? Because time is money. If I'm not at home rejuvenating and regenerating, and I'm not at home working on my business and securing the bag, then best believe when I go out, I better have fun, because otherwise I could have just stayed at my house and either made money or relaxed. And so when I go out and have fun. And a lot of people are surprised. They thought, Morgan, businesswoman. Morgan, bougie, and you're out here whining. Yes, I'm whining because I'm an island girl. Island girl, island girl. I'm an island girl. Of course, when I go out, I'm whining up myself. But in the beginning, they'll be thinking, oh my God, I can't believe Morgan's acting like that. Yes, I am. Yes, I am actually. Yes, I am. And even worse the next time. Thank you. And you just have to, again, like I said, that's part of my identity. That's part of my values. But that's also just a part of me not giving a fuck. I don't give a fuck. There's so much times where I put content out and I know people are talking behind my back like, oh, Morgan's on TikTok now. Morgan's on YouTube now. I don't give a fuck. I don't actually give a fuck. Talk about me. Talk about me. And I hope that when you're talking about me, you're inspiring people to click and view my content. Okay, this is the mentality that you need to have. So whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you need to do to lift yourself out of your rut, to get back to being that girl, don't care about what anybody has to say. There's nobody that's that girl that cares about what people have to say. I promise you that. A lion doesn't lose sleep off of the opinion of sheep. Repeat it after me. A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. That's my favorite saying. That's one of my favorite sayings. At the end of the day, if somebody tells me so-and-so said that, one thing I'm going to tell that person, never, ever, ever waste my time or lower my vibrations telling me the opinion of sheep. Being a mum of a beautiful family, beautiful husband, beautiful, loving home is also successful. Not just financial that I'm talking. And there's all different ways to measure success. I'm vibrating on such a high frequency. Every day I wake up, it's a beautiful day. Every day I wake up, it's a good day. So don't ever come to me and lower my frequency and my vibrations by telling me the opinion of sheep. Don't ever waste my time on that. I used to say that to my ex who said, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that. Do not waste my time relaying information from the opinion of sheep. I don't give a fuck what they have to say. Even the fact that information from these people are even getting relayed back to you, who is your circle? You need to level up your circle because the people who we should be around should be vibrating so high that they don't even hear about gossip. So why are you hearing about gossip? You need to level up your circle, mate. That's my opinion on people that chat shit. That's my opinion on people's opinion. You're sheep. I'm a lion. I'm a leader. That's why I'm taking risks on doing things that people will talk about. Period. If you're taking risks, people are going to talk. And you might look back in 10 years and be like, oh my God, that was so cringy. That was so embarrassing. Actually, the comments were kind of rare. But then it doesn't matter. What matters is that you did something. That you did something bold at the end of the day. Having the courage to be bold is going to pay off tenfold. Even if it is cringy what you're doing, even if you do need to tweak a few things, even if you are doing a few things wrong, just the fact that you're bold enough to do something that's going to spark people's attention so much that they're going to talk about you, that you're a topic of conversation. Think about it. Everybody that you know knows hundreds of people. Everybody knows hundreds of people, from the people they went to school with, college, university, from the people who they work with, from mutual friends, from going to parties. People know hundreds of people, but yet they're talking about you and what you're up to. That means you're bold. You're doing something different. That means you've got motion. People are watching you and they know that other people are watching you because they know that when they say, oh, have you seen so-and-so? Someone's going to reply and say, yes. Yes, I have. But they will already know that you've got motion. So let people who ain't got shit talk. And then just keep on moving with that motion. And that's what you need to get back to, because you are that girl. You need to get out that rut. You need to get out and start being bold, start being courageous, start vibrating on a high frequency again, so that you can start attracting and you can start building momentum and motion. Because once you have momentum and motion, the abundance, the blessings start coming and you're out of that rut immediately. Immediately, you're out of that rut. The next step is one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things to do for women is invest in yourself. Guys, we're women. We are women. We have such a good advantage. We're women. If we invest in our looks, if we invest in our hair, our skin, our makeup, our figure, we are immediately more respected. We're put on a pedestal. People listen to us more. People admire us more. People do things for us more. We get more privileges the better that we look. And so it makes no sense not to invest in your looks as a woman, not to invest in your appearance as a woman. As superficial as it sounds, you have to use our strengths to our advantage. What's the point in having a strength and not using it? We have a natural strength given to us by God. And you have to think, look at the Kardashians. I always look at the Kardashians. They're my biggest role models. They've made billions in 1 to 2 generations just by using their looks to their advantage. And who was the advocate for that? Their mum. Because how have they even got that first generational wealth? Kris Jenner started off as an air hostess there. This is a low-paying job. This is a very low-paying job. But what did she do? She used her looks to her advantage. She was able to get a wealthy man, 2 wealthy husbands. She knew that using her looks to advantage was important, but she also stayed around them. She learned from Rob Kardashian how to navigate business and then became a businesswoman. And she taught her children the two values that she stood on: being attractive, using your looks to your advantage, and having business acumen. And look now, just in 1 to 2 generations, they've built billions because they're running with the advantages. There's so many women that when they're in business, they want to cover up because they don't want men to fancy them. They don't want men to find them attractive. Let them find you attractive. That's how you get in the door. Just know that once you're in the door, you don't need to flirt. You don't need to be doing any extra hour activity. You don't need to be having any one-on-one meetings. They just need to be happy at the fact that you're there and they can stare at you. That you're there and they can say that they know you. You're there and they can have a conversation with you. It's just that simple. Use that to your advantage, but just know that you're strong enough to have firm boundaries. Know that you're strong enough to be respected. And that's it. But use your looks to your advantage. Right now, I'm sitting here in a bikini. On my Instagram, I'm in a bikini because I'm in the Maldives. But that's not going to take away from anyone the fact that I'm a businesswoman. You have to know how to navigate, but you have to know how to use your strengths to your advantage. Invest in yourself, guys. That's in your look and everything. Invest in your mindset. Listen to videos like this every single day that are just gonna boss you up, get you ready, remind you what it is that you need to be doing. Listen, if you start every morning listening to this, of course by the end of the month you're gonna have a solid routine to get you leveling up, to get you back out in your zone, out of your rut. Because every single day you're listening on somebody motivating you and telling you exactly how to be that girl. You're going to be that girl by the end of the month, or at least you're going to be halfway or 1/3 way there. And so invest in your mindset. And then again, invest in your knowledge, guys. How are you going to make more money? At the end of the day, the way to be more attractive is to invest in yourself, invest in your hair, your skincare, your body. How are you going to do all of that without money? So you need to be investing in your skills. You need to be upskilling yourself, taking more courses. Let's think about it. Even if you work a corporate job, in order for you to get a promotion, your boss, your manager needs to see that you have developed more skills, whether you're taking on the training that they're providing, whether you're just learning yourself and leveling up. They need to see, okay, this person actually has a skill set to go up a level. And so you need to make sure you're constantly upskilling. And that's why I'm putting up my course, the Scale and Sell Out course, where I teach people how to start a business, but also grow it to the point where you're selling out. You're selling out from daily sales and you're selling out from drop days, launches. You launch a product, all of the stock sells out in one day. Because that's what I've learned how to do with my Brand Bad Society. And I've done it so many times. Every launch that I do, I sell out. I've been running this business for almost 6 years. And every launch for 6 years, I can sell out because I have a formula. And I can't wait to teach you guys that. So if you're interested in upskilling yourself so that you can learn how to market your business so that it can sell out, then get on the wait list in the description. Put your name down. As soon as the course is out, you're going to be eligible to purchase. And I'm so excited, guys, because this is a skill that's allowed me to have a beautiful life. This is a skill that's allowed me to invest more in my looks, to invest more in my mindset, to invest more in my skill set, that I continuously can level up and be that girl on a higher level, higher level, higher level. After year, I just keep on going, keep on shining, keep on becoming more and more of that girl. Just when you thought I was the baddest bitch, become badder in every sense of the way. Why? Because I'm constantly able to invest in myself. Why? Because I know how to market my business and sell it out every time. And I want to share that gift with you, so get on the wait list, okay? And realistically, I've saved the most important ones to last. And the first thing is to make a step-by-step plan. We could all have an end goal to be like this. But if you don't break it down into small steps, how are you going to get there realistically? So you need to break it down into the small steps that you want to be doing. For example, say I want my hair to be thicker. Right? The water ends up is so bad. It keeps on drying my hair out. It keeps on making my hair just dry. And so I get split ends. I have to trim my hair all the time. The water is so dirty. It just makes your hair fall out from the scalp. So I need to come up with a plan. And so just saying that I want thicker hair and hoping that everything falls into place is not it. I take time out. I research how to get thicker hair. Then I've put together a plan, a daily scalp serum. I need to use certain shampoos, step by step. What am I going to be doing daily? What am I going to be doing weekly? And I spoke on this briefly on my previous video on how to have a successful 2026. So if you want more in depth, then you can watch my previous video after this one. But you need to make sure that everything that you want in life, that you don't just think about end goals. You need to think of what are all the micro steps in order to get to where I want to be. On a small scale, like growing your hair. On a big scale, like growing your business or starting your business. Step 1, what is the step? Figure out what business that you want and have clarity. Be sure 100% this is what I want. Step 2, find a manufacturer. Put together a plan. How are you going to find a manufacturer? Are you going to go to China? Are you going to hire someone to find one for you? Are you going to buy a vendor list? Are you going to look yourself by downloading Alibaba? There's so many different ways. Put it on your list. Put a time on it. When am I going to have this research done? Is it by this weekend? Is it by next weekend? What day am I blocking out on my calendar to sit down and do this? This is how specific your plans need to be. And so this is how you become that girl. And this is how you get through that rut. Because I can't lie, sometimes the reason why I'm in a rut is because I've got such big goals. And sometimes they just seem so big that I get into paralysis. I can't lie. You just think, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I need to film so many YouTube videos. I need to film so many TikTok videos. But then when I start breaking everything down into small, okay, what do I need to do? All right, tomorrow I need to just wake up, shower, do my makeup. Once my makeup's done, I'm going to be ready to do content. That's all I need to focus on tomorrow. I need to focus on waking up, jumping out of bed straight away, showering immediately, doing my makeup. And look at how I said I need to shower first. That's step one. Every single small step you need to put down so that even when you're not feeling it, when you're feeling a rut, when you're feeling like you've got a bit of paralysis, you can snap yourself out and you can get in and you can just start doing the baby steps. Because even if you're in a rut, you can go shower. Even if you're in a rut, you can go and do your makeup. But 9 times out of 10, if your makeup's already done, you're just going to be like, do you know what, let me just film. You know? The second thing, the last thing, one of the most important things, guys, and this is it. We can do everything that I've just said. We can do the mindset. We can do all of the investing in ourselves. We can make all the lists, all the plans. We can do the vision board, everything. If we're not executing, if we're not getting our asses up and executing, nothing is going to change. You could have the best mindset in the world, but if you're not putting any of it into action, what does that matter? They say some of the smartest people in the world work for CEOs. The majority of A and A star students work for C grade students. That's the common saying. Why? Because the people with the minds just constantly invest in their minds. They're going to college, they're going to university, they're doing training at work. They're just constantly investing in their mindset. But where's the execution? They're not actually having the balls to go and have the courage to execute things. And so you can't just be all mindset. You can't just be all knowledge. You can't just be taking courses like my course and then not executing. You have to execute. You have to be able to write your plan down and put yourself out there. And you have to identify. Sometimes I look and I think I'm supposed to be doing X amount of YouTube videos and I'm not doing that. I'm underachieving. Why? Not executing is non-negotiable. So you have to execute. And when you're not executing, you have to be able to identify why you're not executing and put a solution in place. Guys, I literally broke down a step-by-step and exactly how to do that on this video here. So click this video and you're going to figure out exactly how you can come together with a plan that's going to allow you to actually execute and become that girl before the end of the year. I love you guys so much.